Hey, what's going on? Hey, what's going on, y'all? Hey, it's Mike Green. Um, we just gonna get right into it. Ain't no games. Listen, I come before you. My job in this season right now is just to preach the word, let it go forth. So, I wanted to talk to you all about a dream that I had. I know people get up here and they talk about all kind of dreams they had. But when I talk about a dream, I'm going to go to the Bible because that's where the word of the Lord. A lot of times we get dreams and we are in a different realm. A lot of people don't know we're in the spirit realm when we dream. We're not even in this realm. Of course, that's why when it seems weird, but the dreams are a representation of what is going on in your spiritual life in another realm. So when you dream, a lot of times it doesn't make sense. So people always wonder what their dreams mean. In this case, when you have a relationship with Jesus Christ, when you have a dream, a lot of times your breakdown of your dream is in the Bible. So what he was showing me, for what I'm about to tell you all, he said just look for it in the Bible. So in the dream was wild, man. I was with some random people, right? And we started running. I mean, we was running, but we was running from a lot of people, and they were just chasing us, boy. The people were fast too, boy. It was crazy. And so we end up kept running and stuff like that. And I remember seeing this big jack dude running full speed, like he looked like he was a superhero or something. He tackled somebody. Couldn't remember who it was. But this next part is where this whole thing is going to come from. So this guy was running away. He ran into a bush, and you know how you run into a beehive, but instead this wasn't a beehive. This was a mosquito hive. And when he hit the hive, the mosquitoes began to swarm over my face. I mean, it was such a large swarm that even they got into my mouth. And I was trying to fight them off, and I was running and running. And the further I ran, the more the mosquitoes began to fall off me. Even I began to spit them out of my mouth. And then I woke up. So that was like mosquitoes. That don't even, it was like, what in the world was I dreaming about? It seemed foolish. It was like, what in the world was that? And then I was laying in the bed. I had went on YouTube, looked at a couple of videos. I had just saw the fight on Saturday. Stevenson and what's the boy name? Jamel Herring. I watched that, and watching the highlights of it. And then something came to me, and it was like, look, I went on Google and I typed in mosquito in the Bible. That's what you're supposed to do, because I wanted to see what God had to say about a mosquito. I had no clue, and what I found was wild. So I'm gonna be talking about the word of the Lord this morning, Jeremiah 46, verse 20. Now I'm gonna read past verse 20 because this is gonna be wild what I'm about to say. So that whole visionary of the mosquito was a prophetic warning of judgment and captivity for Egypt. And I was trying to, as I begin to just like ask, okay, Egypt is also parallel to America. So Jeremiah 46:20, it says, Egypt is a very pretty heifer from the north. From the north, a mosquito itself will certainly come against her. And that's in the Bible. So from the north, God was going to bring calamity on Egypt. So this is what I'm gonna read, Jeremiah 46:20. So it's really a prophetic word in the Bible of the coming judgment of Egypt. And modern day Egypt is America. For the simple fact, Egypt was always a place where people were in bondage. America is a place where we are in bondage, and they make it seem like we're free. Yes, it's all based on socialism, but at the end of the day, we have to pay taxes on everything that we own. Even if you get a house, you are in debt. You get a car, most of the time you're in debt. Anything that you do, you have to always pay somebody. Nothing is really ever yours. Credit, nothing is really ever yours. But the illusion is that we're free. So this is the place of bondage in modern day. Egypt also worshiped hundreds of gods, different gods. In America, everybody got their own belief on what they should believe, and a very few believe in the gospel of Jesus Christ. Now we got the New Age gospel that's mixing in and telling everybody, whatever they're telling them. You got all these Semitic and, you got the Hebrew Israelites. You got all these different religions. You got the Buddha. You got all these different religions. You know, you got some people who are Indian, you got some Mexican people, then you got some people who are Christian, but then you got false Christianity. You got so many different religions out here, just like Egypt did. So for that very same reason, this word is going to go forth. So look, he says here, verse 20, Egypt is like a very fair heifer, but destruction cometh. It cometh out of the north. Also her hired men are in midst of her like fattened bullocks, for they also are turned back and are fled away together. They did not stand because of the day of their calamity. It was come upon them in their time of visitation. America has a time of visitation that is coming for this country, and it's a visitation by the Lord. Now, which means it is judgment. Now, the crazy thing about Egypt was taken over by Babylon, which was another Gentile nation. So here he continue to go on. It's going to get crazy. The voice thereof shall go like a serpent, for they shall march with an army and come against her with axes as hewers of wood. They shall cut down her forest, saith the Lord, though it cannot be searched, because they are more than grasshoppers and are innumerable. So whoever's coming, the army gonna be deep. The daughter of Egypt shall be confounded; she shall be delivered into the hand of the people of the north. The Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, saith, Behold, I will punish the multitude of No and Pharaoh and Egypt with their gods and their kings, even Pharaoh and all them that trust in him. This is why the country is coming under judgment, America. So this is why it's coming. It's coming. That's pretty much what that dream is about. It is coming. There are going to be some people coming from the north. It could be, in my thoughts, because, I was like, well, Lord, who's coming from the north? But if you look at it, China, Russia, I think either one of those two or both of those two, because those are the two largest superpowers that America has that was the whole point of the Cold War. The Cold War, even in America, was so China and Russia, they're big in communism. Meaning everything owned by the government. You do what the government tell you to do. Socialism, America wanted to push the ideology of socialism. Now, whoever ideology would have won, that's how the world would have been. So America luckily went to the Middle East, and they began to, that was what the whole war was about. The war was about who gonna fight over the Middle East. The Middle East. So that's why you always see war in the Middle East, because everything is about the Middle East. That's pretty much where everything is. Don't let people lie to you. That's where all the wealth is. That's where everything is at. That's why wars are always fought over that. Now you got two superpowers, well, really three superpowers, America, China, and Russia, who always been tugging the war to see, because if whoever has the power of the Middle East can control the world. But unfortunately, what's happening now, things are starting to shift. But that is because for this country, it is time for a visitation of the Lord. Now, I don't know when this is what happened. Didn't give me that, but this is just the word that is a prophetic word by the prophet Jeremiah in the Bible. Now, he says, I will punish the multitude of No and Pharaoh in Egypt with their gods and their kings, even Pharaoh and all them that trust in him. And I will deliver them into the hand of those that seek their lives. Oh, that was key about that last one. So the people who trust in America, the system, and their gods, who worship their gods, who neglect the Most High God for the things in this country, will also go into captivity because a strong relationship is not formed with the Lord. When this stuff happens, you, your family, your children will also be captured and possibly killed, because they killed a lot of people. Whoever's coming, they are going to kill a lot of people. And but you and your family will be captured. You will go into captivity, and this is about captivity and destruction. This is crazy. That's what that mosquito thing was about. I was like, wow. It's almost like, so the illustration the guy was giving about the mosquito was that, like a cow. You ever seen a cow just sitting there grazing and he's fat? The mosquitoes will be all around, swarming around the cow. That's what it's going to be like when the enemies come from the north, and they will come, because this is the word. And he says, look. And I will deliver them into the hand of those that seek their lives, and into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and into the hand of his servants. And afterward it shall be inhabited. as in the days of old, saith the Lord. Now, this is deep. Now, for all of us who are believers in Jesus Christ, who are true followers, this is what our portion is going to be when this happens. This is a promise from the Lord. He says, but fear not. This is a command. But fear not thou, O my servant Jacob, and be not dismayed, O Israel. For behold, I will save thee from afar off, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. And Jacob shall return and be in rest and at ease, and none shall make him afraid. Fear not, O Jacob, my servant, saith the Lord, for I am with thee. For I will make a full end of all the nations where I have driven thee. Because you know the children of Israel, they were scattered amongst the earth. This is pretty much what all the wars are always over. Who's going to control the Middle East? The problem is the children of Israel were scattered everywhere. So God says, I'm gonna make waste of all the nations where I have sent you. So this is, for I will make a full end of all the nations whither I have driven thee, but I will not make a full end of thee, but correct thee in measure, yet will I not leave thee wholly unpunished. So the Lord is saying we really have to get right. We have to repent, turn away from our wicked ways, pray, seek his face so that he can heal our land, because there is not going to be any time to pray. This is what's going to bring this is what's going to bring forth a separation about who is really for the Lord and who is not. You're not going to be able to fake this thing. Like, this is really powerful. Literally, somebody's coming from the north to this country. Now, me and my fiance, we was watching a movie. It's called Red Dawn. This is crazy. The movie Red Dawn, it was so wild. North Korea had came. Now we was thinking, we was like, in order for them to get in the country like that, somebody had to let them in. There's a lot of deceitfulness in everything, man. There's a lot of deception that's going on behind the doors. And if we don't have a close relationship with Jesus Christ, we will not make it. We will be just like a cow, just sitting there grazing, thinking everything good, and then all these mosquitoes come. All these war is going to come. So war is upon us. Captivity is upon this nation. It is coming. It is destined. It is coming to America. There is no fight in it. It is coming. And Jeremiah 46 is this prophetic word, because it was like a parallel. I had to figure out, okay, well, who is coming from the north? Now, do I have a time of when? No, I don't. But I know when God gives a word, the best thing to do that we can do is prepare. So, look, if you don't know Jesus Christ, please get to know him. This stuff is wild. You know, I don't do no editing. I really don't know how. I'm just gonna be real with you. But this stuff is real, man. This stuff is getting wild. And I ended up looking up some stuff last night, even about how we even got to where we are, man. This is why, African Americans and stuff like that, there's a big push, because now we're realizing that, we are the lost children of Israel, scattered amongst the earth, and we've been in bondage, being used for our talents and our gifts so that others can make money off of us. But just because you are the lost sheep of Israel, if you don't believe in Jesus Christ, that inheritance does not belong to you anymore, because Christ died for the sins of the world now. So that's the word, man. The word is America is going to be judged, and it will go into captivity, and all those who participate, all those who not live the American system, but all those who worship false gods, any false idol, anything that takes up your time more than God, and you don't have a close relationship with God, you will be into captivity in the future of this prophetic word. I don't know when it's going to be. It could be close. It could be this next 3 months. I don't know. But I know that this will happen to this place. So please and we live in America, but fear not those who are close to God, who choose to be glad. This is all a choice. Those who choose to believe in Jesus Christ and who have a relationship with God, who are led by his spirit, fear not. God will see your way out. But we will not go unpunished either. But we will make it out. But we will not go unpunished, for sure. That is the word. That is the word of the Lord this morning. I love you. My job is to preach it, get it out there. So, man, I pray literally, if you don't know Jesus Christ, you just, literally just ask for him to show up in your life, and he will do so. The word of God does not miss. People always take quotes from the word, but I'm not going to get into that. And then they try to say it was theirs. It's so crazy. The word of God is not missed, yet it is the most valuable, accurate, prophetic word that this world needs, especially in this hour. So whoever has an ear, let them hear. God bless you.